Hello friends, my name is Chaudhari. I am from KKWAK Senior College, Sanduri. The topic for this session is structure in C language. So let me start. In this session, you will learn about the C structure, how it is useful in the program, then the basic syntax, creating structures, implementation of the structures and how to access the data elements of the structures. So let me start with the introduction. As we know, C programs when executes, program requires the input data and this supplied data is processed by the programs and generates the output value. So here data is any kind. Data may be in the form of digits, alphabets, alphanumeric, floating or maybe in audio or video form. So all this data handled using variables in the program. That means data is held by variable. There are different kinds of the data structures used to store the data. Basic data types are integer, float, character. These are also called the fundamental data types. So using basic data types, new data types can be formed and these new data types are called derived data types. Derived data type is the aggregation of the fundamental data types. For example, pointers, arrays, structures, unions are the derived data types. So data which is being involved in the processing, initially a storage space or memory is allocated by using variables of different data types. It is typically used for saving data. So variables are described through names, types, locations and data allocated to them. Data types in C decide what can be stored in a variable and memory is allocated accordingly. Now question comes in mind when to use the particular data structure. Obviously it depends on your application program. For example, when we use a single variable, it can contain a single value at a time, while array can contain more than one value at a time under the same variable name. But all these values are homogeneous in nature. But in case of the structure which allows us to combine data of different types together, structure helps to construct a complex data type which is more meaningful. It is somewhat similar to an array, but an array holds data of the similar types only. Now we will see what is the structure in C. A structure is a collection of variables of different data types under a single name. The variables declared inside the structure are called the members of that structure. The structure is also called a user-defined data type. Now we will understand why there is a need of structure in C programming language. Structures are basically used to represent a record. Let us say we need to store data of employees like the employee ID, employee name, section, post and salary, etc. So one way of doing this would be creating a different variables for each attribute. However, when you need to store the data of multiple employees, then in that case you would need to create the several variables again for each employee, and this is such a big headache to store the data in this way. So this problem is solved with the use of the structure. So you can create a structure which consists of structure members for employee ID, employee name, section and salary for each employee. I hope you understood, but don't worry, we will understand this with the help of the example. So look this slide, the basic syntax is given here to create a structure. Here we use the struct keyword to create a structure followed by the structure name. You can mention structure name anything of your choice. Structure consists of data members. Data members can be same or different. Once we have declared the structure, it is possible to use struct name as a data type like int, character, float, etc. In the last line, it is given how to declare variables of type structure. The syntax is given struct name and variable name. In this program, see the example how the structure is implemented in C programs. In actual programs, how to create a structure for our employee data. The keyword struct is used. Inside the main program, you can declare variables of structure employee. Given structure represents a complete record of one person having the data like employee ID, employee name, employee's designation, employee's salary. All these data can be saved under single name in structure. Here you can see how to access the structure members. Structure members are accessed using dot operator. Dot operator is called as a structure member operator. Given code will assign the values to structure members for employee. For example, employee.eid equal to 101, employee.ename equal to Mr. XYZ, employee.e designation equal to manager, employee.esalary equal to 4000. So individual structure members are accessed through the use of the dot operator. Return code will assign the values to structure members for the employee. Here the structure variable name followed by a period and the member name refers to that member. All the structure members are accessed in this way. Here is a simple program is written for creating database of 3 students. A structure student is created for storing student information. Student information is student's roll number, name, class and fees. 3 structure variables S1, S2, S3 are declared as a student type. Each structure variable represents one record of one student. There are structure variables S1, S2, S3 which store the 3 different students' information. The aim of this program is to accept 3 students' data from the user, store in a structure and display the students' records again. Now, what is the array of structure? Structure may be arranged so that it is possible to store more than one record. An array of structure can be defined as a collection of multiple structure variables where each variable contains the information about the multiple entities of different data types. Thus, we can use the same structure for more than one variable, which adds more flexibility in your program. The main advantage of using array of structure is it is possible to store more than one record. See the example given over here. Array of structure declaration is given in which the maximum 50 students information can be stored in a given structure student. Here is the example program for array of structure. This program is used to store and access n students. For that structure, array is used to store and display the records for n numbers of students. So maximum size of structure is defined 100. This means that the value of n should not be larger than 100. So I hope you understood the concept of using structure in C. What is the advantage of using structure over the other data structure? If you have any query regarding this topic, you can leave the message in comment box. Thank you for watching my session.